Good morning, everyone. Let me just share that the show has finally started. I apologize for all the technical difficulties I've had this morning. One second. Anyway, good morning. This is Anna Hoffman. Hello, Elena. You're always the first one. Yay! Welcome, Elena from Italy. And good morning, Vivek. I hope I'm pronouncing your names correctly, guys. But anyway, I love it that you're here. I love it that you've been waiting for me. I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for asking. It's been just a little bit of, typical Monday morning. I'm sorry, Sunday morning when the family's home and you're trying to put together the breakfast and all of that, and plus get a cup of coffee with some people who actually understand what you're doing online. So that's always nice. Ooh, I'm having echo in my headphone. Let me see, 1 second. Okay, good morning, Linda. What I would like to do today is to talk about traffic generation. Good morning, Jane. You made it. Yay! It's 7 in the morning for Jane. That's commitment. 1 second. I'm just having a bit of a trouble with my mic. I keep hearing the echo. Do you hear any kind of problems on your side? Yes, echo. Okay. Maybe I should just forget about my headphones today and just speak loudly. Oh, hi Linda. I didn't realize you were in LA too. Yeah, that's early. 1 second, let me fix this microphone issue. It's driving me nuts. Okay, good morning, Kat. How are you? I'm just going to do the mic right now. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because this just whatever that was has been driving me nuts. So, no microphone today, so I'll have to speak loudly. Good to hear it. Good morning, Lou. Seek and you shall find. Do you have your broadcast open in 2 windows? That will cause an echo. Good point. I probably do, because I couldn't figure out how to do it in my Firefox this morning, so I had to migrate to Google Chrome. And that probably exactly what the problem is. Thank you, Lou. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Love seeing you today here at my broadcast. And today I wanted to talk about traffic generation, of course, very appropriately, since the blog is called Traffic Generation Cafe. So that's exactly what we'll be doing today. First thing first, traffic generation. There are 2 kinds of traffic generation, paid and free. As you probably noticed on my blog, I never talk about paid traffic generation. There are several reasons for that. First of all, I truly believe that free traffic generation produces the best quality leads. Secondly, it's free. So if you're a newbie or not so new but still don't want to dig too deeply into your pockets to spend money for dubious results on paid traffic generation strategies, that's sort of how I feel about it. Nothing wrong with paid traffic per se, but you really need to know what you're doing, because otherwise it's like gambling. If you don't, and somebody told you, hey, try this, put up your solo ad in some e-zine, and it will go out to thousands of people, and you'll get thousands of followers or subscribers back. Well, it doesn't work that way, because most of the times those e-zine newsletters are comprised of people come from traffic exchange sites, and they really are not very interested in reading your ads. So again, I haven't done much of paid traffic. Everything that I'm saying here is very much amateurish. It's just my perspective, and you're more than willing to correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure sometimes I am. But anyway, so free traffic is really what I'd like to stick to. Good morning, Dad and Eileen. How are you? Very good to see you, Eileen. This is your first time here, so welcome. Anyway, so getting back to free traffic, which is my favorite kind of traffic. Why do I think it's the best kind of traffic? Because it always is targeted traffic. If you do it the right way, it's the best kind of traffic that you get, because you are looking for people who are specifically interested in what you have to offer, whatever your niche is. And that's another thing, you know, a lot of people tell me, well, this is an internet marketing blog. I don't have an internet marketing company. I'm interested more in jewelry or dance classes. You know what? All of this, all the traffic generation methods that I always talk about on my blog can apply through spectrum of different niches. You just need to put your mind to it and figure out creatively how to apply it to your niche specifically. So going back to free traffic, I've given it a lot of thought, and believe it or not, there are only 2 ways to generate traffic for free. Only 2 ways. So don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you need to go run out and do 10,000 things. And the 2 ways to generate traffic for free are, number 1, search engines, and that's SEO traffic, and number 2, networking traffic. Now the first one is fairly self-explanatory one. Obviously, you choose keywords that are related to your niche. Now, you never choose them just because you feel like it, just because you feel that that's how your customers would be looking for you, but you do actual research, and I'm surprised how many bloggers skip on that step, because they either believe that it's too complicated, too difficult, or they don't want to take the time, or they really truly don't think there is any sense in doing it. But let me tell you, if you're not getting any search engine results right now, it most likely is because you haven't done your keyword research properly, and you are either targeting wrong keywords, or you're just shooting it all over the place without knowing where it's going to land, because you've never done your keyword research to begin with. So that's number 1. Number 2, I always would love for all of you to read my free report that I offer on my Web Traffic Cafe. Today I got an email from Delina, and she said that your traffic report, your SEO report, is so easy to read that I can implement it with a sleeping baby in my hands. So, you know, that should be pretty easy, I think. Good morning, Patricia. And yes, keyword research is number 1. Truly believe that. So anyway, traffic generation, the SEO report that I published to my website. Yes, I do want your email in return, because after all, this is my business. But you know what? If you don't think that my emails are worth the salt, all the tips that I provide, it's just 1 click away for you to unsubscribe. So always do that. Anyway, so in that SEO report, you will learn all the basics. Everything that you would ever need to do on your blog, as far as everything on page, meaning how do you do meta tags, like your title, like your description, how do you do keyword research too, how do you do it for free, how do you do it with Market Samurai, which is what I personally use for keyword research. I understand when we all start, we don't necessarily have the money to cough up for the tools, and eventually it's a good thing to have. But to begin with, you know, you can always find different ways to do the same thing. So there are plenty of free tools that you can use to do keyword research. I see your question, Adam, and I will get to it in a minute. Patricia is asking for the link to the SEO report. Patricia, just put, you need to fill out any of the opt-in forms on my website wherever you see them, and then you'll get a link to the SEO report, so it's pretty easy. So start there, because that report will give you a very good basic understanding, and actually not so basic, a lot of advanced too, a lot of advanced information on link building and all of that, so it's really very helpful. So that will take care of your SEO traffic largely, because SEO traffic is all about the basics and then implementing those basics on a regular basis. So get into the habit of doing link building, let's say 5 quality links per day. It will probably take you, once you get the knack for it, it'll probably take you about 15 minutes at most. You can find 15 minutes per day for link building, trust me. If you do that consistently, you will start seeing your blog ranked for many good keywords on search engines, and what in turn that does, it will start bringing very targeted and absolutely free and absolutely passive traffic. So that's one way to generate traffic. And then the second one, I'm just reading your comments here. Now the second traffic is, let me just ask you, answer this question that I can see right now before I forget. Adam originally asked about SEO Scribe plugin and whether I use it on my blog. It hasn't been, Brian Clark was not the one who came up with it, but now it is under Brian Clark's company. It is under copyblogger.com. And what that plugin does is it analyzes your on-site optimization. You write a post, for instance, and then you analyze it with Scribe SEO. And Scribe SEO will tell you the way the search engines will see a post. What would the search engines see as the primary keywords for your post, which is very important, because sometimes you think that, well, I'm writing a post about link building, and link building is my main keywords. Well, the Scribe SEO will analyze it and say, link building is not your main keyword here. Such and such keyword is, because of how you use it in your post. That's what search engines will see. So it's really very important. It will also tell you things like you over-optimized your blog post for certain keywords. Like, for instance, I was writing a post for this week about Twitter, and I ended up Twitter using one too many times, probably about 20 too many times. So, you know, as a reader, I didn't notice it, but Scribe SEO said, well, as a search engine, they will notice it, and they will think that you're trying a little bit too hard to rank for the keyword Twitter, which actually was not my keyword at all. So things like that are very, very useful. I've been using Scribe SEO ever since it came out, for about a year now. And I've gone back and forth as far as, is it worth the monthly subscription rate? And in my humble opinion, yes, I still use it. It's $27 a month. I use it for every single post I have, because it is important for you to do at least minimal keyword research for every single post. So Scribe SEO allows you to do that keyword research, and actually it gave me a lot of great suggestions for keywords that I didn't find even with my market summary sometimes. So it is a very good tool for me personally to use. And yes, I think, Linda, I agree with you. 15 minutes per day you spend on doing your SEO, link building, keyword research. It's really not very difficult. And that's one thing that scares people away, because they don't know how to do it. They think it's difficult. But especially if you have the right tools, like for instance, again, I use Market Samurai, I use Scribe SEO. You know, it's a cinch to do that, and that's something that you really should be doing on a daily basis. So let me just go check quickly. The other suggestions here are SEM Rush and Keyword Winner. I have not used Keyword Winner yet, but I have used some SEM Rush, and usually in order to make good use of SEM Rush, you really need to have the Pro version, because the free version won't help you that much, and the Pro version, again, I haven't tried it yet. It's on my list of things to test out, and when I test it out, I will let you know in a blog post how well it works for me. But it's about $49 a month, so I'll let you know again if I think it's worth the salt. Can I use Scribe for multiple blogs or just one? Good question. I don't know, because I've never tried that before, but probably something that we can easily find out. Alex, good morning, Alex. So good to see you. Next time we should have you as one of the speakers here, because I'm sure you have a lot to offer to all of our readers. I'll have to figure this out, how I can possibly make you a moderator or administrator of this. Anyway, going back to our discussion about traffic generation. So we're done with paid traffic generation. Now we're talking about free traffic generation, and we pretty much kind of sort of covered SEO. Yes, you can cover SEO in 10 minutes, believe it or not, because it's not that complicated once you know what you're doing. And that's one thing that I want you to understand. It's really not that difficult. Now, talking about other methods of free traffic generation. And in the beginning of the broadcast, I mentioned to you that there are only two. One of them is SEO, and the other one is networking. Now, what do you mean by networking? Networking, 2 in the morning for Alex in Australia. Well, I'm so grateful that you made it, Alex. You made my day. Anyway, what was I saying? See, Alex, what you're doing to me? I just lose all my thoughts when I see your name around. Anyway, networking. Networking can be so many different things. That can include social media. That can include things like blog commenting, guest posting. All of these are valid traffic generation strategies. Although some of them are less useful than others for traffic generation per se. Some of them are more useful for link building, for instance. Let me give you a few examples. Social media. You pretty much know at this point where I stand on social media. Now, since Alex is here, I'm going to mention, by the way, his last name is Whalley, W-H-A-L-L-E-Y. AlexWhalley.com is his website, and he focuses quite a bit on keyword research and niche sites, so I highly recommend you check out his blog. And recently, he published a post about Facebook on his blog, and he interviewed me, Hector Cuevas, I think his last name is, and Ingrid, I forgot her last name, from Nitty Gritty blog. Anyway, and he asked us questions about Facebook and different things that we think are a priority about traffic generation with Facebook. I think that was a great post, and you can see firsthand how we generate that's right, Ingrid About, thank you, Alex, how we generate traffic through Facebook, and how to focus on things that actually work versus a lot of noise that's going on Facebook and Twitter as well, because that's one thing about social media traffic, is that there's so much noise that people come there, they get overwhelmed, they leave, and they never take social media, they never take it to the level where they actually start generating targeted traffic for their blogs and their businesses. So you need to learn how to go, how to look beyond all that noise and find the ways to actually generate traffic. So you will find a lot of things about Twitter that I've been writing a lot about Twitter lately. How do I generate targeted traffic from Twitter? And actually, one of the posts that is scheduled for this week for Traffic Generation Cafe I will go over once again the exact steps that I take to bringing literally thousands of Twitter traffic visitors per month to my blog. It's definitely worth probably about 20 minutes that I put in per day into Twitter. Now, Alex, can you please do me a favor and post a link to that Facebook post that you recently published? I know there is a lot of interest about that, so I'm sure people will definitely get a kick out of reading that. So, let me see. So going back to networking, we covered social media. Now, let me give you a good example of networking, blogger to blogger. I've mentioned Randy Pickard's name pretty much every live broadcast that I have done so far. Randy Pickard is the owner of InternetMarketingRemarks.com. Now, Randy's style is a little bit dry. He's more of into research, digging out facts that nobody knows, but it's one of a kind. So I'm very intrigued with his blog, and the reason I'm mentioning it right now in connection to networking is Randy has basically made himself indispensable for me. And the way he did it is so he reads my blog on a regular basis. He listens to my live broadcasts. And for instance, last time when we were talking about link building, I mentioned that link building in my book comprises close to 90% of the success, of your success with SEO in general. 90% of it is about link building. But I wasn't sure about the numbers. So what does Randy do? He emails me a graph that he dug out from, I think, SEO Moz, that actually shows the breakdown of how important link building is. Actually, I was very close. I think it's about 70% according to the graph. But what Randy did is he heard me. He knew that I didn't have any information available at the tip of my tongue right there and then, and he emailed it to me. So he does that all the time with me. He hears me out. He says what's going on my blog. He does my Google Analytics. So he really did make himself very indispensable for my business. And you can do the same with any of the bloggers. Now, for instance, Randy has, he has expertise in SEO or Google Analytics. You, for instance, don't. But let me take another example. Lisa from thefriendlyblogger.com. 2 months ago, I've never heard of her, okay? But she made herself known to me because the first time I heard of her really is when she brought a guest post to my traffic generation cafe. I turned down the first 3 posts that she submitted to me. 3. And you know what? She never gave up, and eventually she came up with incredibly great posts that I ended up publishing to the blog, and my readers, you absolutely loved it. And that's how Lisa put herself on the map at Traffic Generation Cafe. Now she's a very active blogger. I've done her blog audit for her. We network on a regular basis. So there are different ways that you can get yourself. She really is a rock star, Dan. I agree. So there are different ways you can put yourself on the map with bloggers that might be just a little bit above where you are at. You know, their traffic is more, their authority is a little bit more, and those are the kind of bloggers that you would like to network with. So Alex Wallace, since he is here, I would strongly recommend that you network with him because he is one of those bloggers. Eileen right here is too, I think Eileen, you are at bloggingtips.com, right? Something like this. You need to publish your blog URL for me here. So anyway, a lot of you right now, what you're doing here, yes, you're listening to me blabber, but at the same time, you're networking with each other. I've seen you talk about guest posts. I've seen you exchange links, tips during this. Thank you, Eileen, for the basicblogtips.com. I've seen you network, and this is priceless because you start recognizing each other's names, faces, and next time you try to network with each other, you won't be strangers. If you go to Eileen's blog, or Dan Reed's blog, or Alex's blog, he will most likely recognize you from this conversation, and if not, you just tell him, hey, I saw you at Anna's live broadcast, and that's what brought me here. And you're right, Alex, networking is the key. Now, another aspect of traffic generation that I wanted to touch on is blog commenting. Now, I'm going to do an experiment on blog commenting. I'm recruiting Lisa from the friendlyblogger.com to do a post for me. What I'm going to have her do is take 2 weeks of commenting on 10 specific blogs and trace the results of that commenting with Google Analytics to see how much traffic she actually gets just from commenting. Because truthfully, I do agree and I do know that you can have some traffic coming to you from blog commenting, but you really have to make your blog comments stand out in a big way to actually bring attention to you. You can't just throw out a comment here and there. You have to make yourself indispensable on that blog with some tips, with something different to make your comments stand out. And that's what I'm going to have Lisa do to check the theory of blog commenting traffic generation. But you know what? Yes, she's at thefriendlyblogger.com. But you know what? Even if blog commenting doesn't bring huge amount of traffic generation, it's still good for link building. It's still good for networking. It's still definitely good to do that. Because, you know, as far as link building, really not that many things that you can do for link building that is readily available to us, and blog commenting is one of them. Now, guest posting is one of the best forms of networking, because why? You get to network with the blogger that accepted your guest post first of all, and those relationships will definitely last. Always shoot for a blog that is above, the level above, a notch above of where your blog is right now. Not necessarily it's better quality or better blog, it's just a blog that gets more traffic or different kind of traffic than what you get. So do that. So you get to network with that blogger, but also when people come back and post comments and you interact with them, in those comments, you encourage them to come back to your blog because they see that you're engaged with them, first of all. They see that you have a lot to offer above and beyond of what you wrote in your blog post. So that is the best. So how about this? You write one guest post per week. It's really not that difficult because most of you, I think, post maybe 3 times a week, 2 times a week. So writing one more blog post is not really that difficult. I post usually 5 days a week, 6 days a week sometimes, and I still can write one blog post per week. So it's definitely doable, and this is one of the best ways to generate traffic through networking. So I'm getting hoarse because I've been talking so much. And I'm trying to talk loudly because I don't have my microphone today. So let me just, yes, I know, I do work 6 days a week. But you know what? My daughter is around, so she goes to school 3 days a week, sometimes 4. So a day is really never 8 hours. So you kind of just work with your schedule. I'm not a workaholic. I just love what I do. That's the key to that. So let me just quickly take my time to go over your comments and see. Oh, Kat, you're just You're exaggerating. You're a very good writer, and you should do more of it. I can tell you that. Blogging for passion, not for money. I agree. But you know what? In the end, we all want that money to come, because I can't work 6 days a week for nothing, as much passion as I have. So we do need to be very smart and strategic about how we blog, so that eventually that money will come. And I think we'll talk about money making one of these weeks on Traffic Generation Cafe. Lou is saying that he's having a hard time finding blogs, guest post blogs that are similar to his. And I agree with you, Lou. You really do have one-of-a-kind blogs. But you know what? I'm just trying to think. You can still... You have the kind of blog that can interest a lot of different people. They just don't know it. Okay? So if you write a post about traffic generation on my blog, for instance, but then you can tie it to what you write on your blog, you might actually pick some interest. You really have to be a little bit more creative when your niche is a little bit, when you sell purses, it's really very difficult to find a lot of blogs to guest post for that sell purses. That's very true. But if you go out of the box and you, for instance, write a post about traffic generation, how you use traffic generation techniques to drive traffic to your specific niche, people will come and check you out, because there are plenty of women reading my blog that will be interested in buying purses. So kind of give yourself a different frame. Just be creative. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm sure you'll find a lot of ways to do this, to do guest blog posting and still bring a lot of traffic back to your blog. So I'm just kind of browsing through the questions. Somebody was, the chat is moving so fast because you keep posting. It's very hard for me to go back and actually take a minute to see. For instance, people are asking about guest posting on my blog. If you go to trafficgenerationcafe.com, you will see a guest post tab right on top. So click on that and check out the guidelines for guest posting on my blog. And most blogs that do accept guest posts will have such a page. And if they don't, but you still feel like that's a good blog for you to guest post, just send them an email. Use their contact form. Most blogs would have that. And just send them an email and say, hey, I have this perfect article that your readers would love. Would you take a look at it and see if you would like to publish it on your blog? So definitely. Alright kids, I'm getting hoarse. My coffee is done and it's getting cold. Thank you so much for coming by this morning. It was great to spend the Sunday. Thank you, Eileen, for that. Anybody who is interested in fashion, here's Eileen's daughter's blog URL. You never know. You might be the next fashion star on her blog. Anyway, I loved all the tips, all the questions. As always, I'm going to go back and check out all your questions, and I will post them along with the recording for this video, for this live broadcast, on my Sunday Coffee with Anna blog post. Great Sunday to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. And oh yes, one thing. The next 2 weeks, I'm taking my family skiing to Pagosa Springs in Colorado. So I will not be available for a live broadcast for 2 weeks, okay? But I will still be posting on Sundays. I will do some short videos, short tips, so please come back to my blog, and in 2 weeks I'll see you back on my Facebook fan page, and then we'll talk again. Thank you so much, guys, and have a blessed day.